Someone is praying for you. Someone is praying for you. So when it seems you're all alone and your heart will break in two.
Welcome to our lessons on ordinary differential equations. In our previous lesson, we talked about equations with constant coefficients. But the question is, what about if the coefficients are not constant? They are rather variables. There are certain types of equations with constant coefficients that are unique, and those can easily be converted to equations with constant coefficients. And one of such equations is the Cauchy Euler equation. But not all the equations with constant coefficients are straightforward solutions so that you'll be able to come out with their characteristics equation. But the Cauchy Euler has such characteristics that the equation can be converted to the equations of constant coefficients, and for that matter, you write the characteristics equation. So in this case, we look at this special case, which is called the Cauchy Euler or equidimensional equation. The differential equation is named in honor of two of the most prolific mathematicians of all time, the Augustus Louis Cauchy and Leonard Euler. The Louis was French and the Leonard was Swiss. The second order non-homogeneous Cauchy Euler equation is written in the form a2s squared d squared y by the s squared plus a1s dy dx plus a0 y equals f of x. And the third order is written in this form. If you check, the a2, the a1, and the a0 are constant. But if you check the coefficient s squared, the degree goes with the order. This is the degree of 1, the order 1, degree 0, order 0. So the same thing for the third order. Degree 3, order 3, degree 2, order 2, degree 1, order 1, degree 0, order 0. So let's look at some corresponding homogeneous equations that we have. So this is the second order homogeneous Cauchy Euler. This is the third order homogeneous Cauchy Euler. That is the same format when the f of x is equal to 0. Now, a differential equation of this form, where a0 up to an are constant, is known as Cauchy Euler of the nth order differential equation. The nth derivative goes with this. So we are saying that the characteristic feature of this equation is of the form x to the power k, the k, the sk. Let's look at some few examples of Cauchy Euler equations. This is a second order Cauchy Euler. So in this case, this is also our a2. This is the a1, the negative 5. So a2 is 7. a1 is negative 5. And the a0 is a 7. So the degree of this goes with the order, the degree goes with the order. There's a third order, and this one, the a3 is 8, a2 is 9, a1 is negative 5, and then a0 is 9. So 8s cubed, the degree goes with the order. So the degree goes with the order in that order. So this is the fourth order Cauchy Euler. And this is the fifth order Cauchy Euler. Let's look at the characteristic equation of a Cauchy Euler equation. So let's consider a homogeneous form of a second order Cauchy Euler equation. This equation. And to find the characteristic equation, we need to make a transformation to change the given equation to an equation with constant coefficient. And that is when we can write the characteristic equation of that. You may recall when we are writing the characteristic equations with constant coefficients. Now the theorem here, we are going to use it to formulate the transformation. The theorem below formulated such transformation. You consider a second order equation and then it will extend to third and so on. And the theorem says that the transformation s equals e raised to power 2 reduces the equation, that's the Cauchy Euler homogeneous equation, to a linear differential equation with constant coefficients. And so we are going to look at how we use this transformation to do that. So we are having the Cauchy Euler homogeneous second order equation with the transformation e raised to the power that. So we have x equal to e raised to the power t. And this implies t is equal to ln x. Now we need to find this dy d square y dx square dy dx and do a substitution here. So we know that if I call this one equation 1, if you differentiate this with respect to x, that dt dx, you're going to get 1 over x because this is ln x. So we start by finding, by virtue of this, if I call this one equation 2, by virtue of this transformation, we know y is a function of x, but x is a function of t. So we can write y as a function of x, which is a function of t. So by transitive relation, y is also a function of t. So if you want to, by chain rule, if you want to find dy dx, we are going to use a chain rule by finding dy dt multiplied by dt dx. And dt dx is 1 over x. So that's going to give us 1 over x dy dt. So let me call this one equation 3. Then we need to take the second derivative, that the square y by the x squared. And that means you are differentiating with respect to x the entire 1 over x dy dx. And we need to use a chain rule and the product rule at the same time. So the product rule says we hold this and differentiate this, and then we hold this one and differentiate this. And each of them we employ the chain rule. So we are going to hold the 1 over x and differentiate the y dx. So the d squared y by the x squared is simply going to be, we have 1 over x out. And using the same chain rule, because y is a function, this dy dt, not dy dx. Since y is a function of t, we are going to take a second derivative, that d squared y by the t squared times dt dx. And then plus, we now hold the dy dt, and then differentiate 1 over x, and we get 1 over x squared, negative. And this is 1 over x. So it means that we have this one here giving us 1 over x. So if you multiply 1 over x over 1 over, you have 1 over x squared into bracket d squared y by the t squared minus 1 over x squared dy dt. So we can put this together and say this 1 over x squared into d squared y by the t squared minus dy dt. And this gives us the second derivative. So this is equation 4. So what you're going to do is substitute equation 2, 3, and 4 into this function. That's this equation. So in the summary, these are the various derivatives you have. You're going to substitute equation 3 and 4 to equation 1. So the d squared y dx squared, if you substitute, you're going to have a2 x squared times 1 over x squared into d squared y by dt squared minus dy dt. Oh, what is this? Plus a1x 1 over x times dy dt plus a naught y equal to 0. And when you simplify, this This will cancel this. This will cancel this. And be left with a2 into bracket d squared y by the t squared minus dy dt plus a1 dy dt plus a naught y equal to 0. If you simplify, we are going to get a2 d squared a2 d squared y by the t squared minus a2 dy dt plus a1 dy dt plus a naught y equal to 0. And therefore, you're going to have a2 d squared y by the t squared plus a1 minus a2 dy dt, that's a1 minus a2, plus a naught y equal to 0. And this equation is equation of constant gravity because a2 is constant, a1 minus a2 is constant, and a naught constant. And therefore, we can write the characteristics equation as a2 lambda squared plus a1 minus a2 lambda plus a naught equal to 0. And if you simplify this, you're going to get a2 times lambda minus 1 plus a1 plus a1 times lambda plus a naught equal to 0. So that's if you open up the bracket and try to cool them according to the constant a2, a1, and the a naught. So this is what you have. a2 lambda times lambda minus 1 plus a1 lambda plus a naught equal to 0, which we can factorize. So this is the first, second order. If you repeat the process, for the third, fourth, fifth, for the second order, this is what we obtain. For a third order, you're going to have a3, you see that we have a3 that times s cubed y double prime triple prime a2 s squared y double prime plus a1 s prime 1 a naught. If you use the same approach, the transformation s Cauchy Euler positive, you're going to get the characteristic equations a3 lambda minus 1 lambda minus 2 plus a2 lambda minus 1 plus a1 lambda plus a naught. If you do for the fourth order, this is what you're going to get. Now notice something. Check the first one. If there's a2, which is like some of factorial experiment. For the first order, a2 is lambda minus 1, a1 lambda, a naught. Third order, this is x, you have lambda minus 1, lambda minus 2. And then the a2 lambda, so this one is the second order from me, and the only addition here is a3 times lambda minus 1, lambda minus 2. And then if you go to the fourth order, so it's the entire third order part plus the fourth one, which is a4 lambda minus 1, lambda minus 2, lambda minus 3. So that means if you go to the fifth order, you're going to get what? a5, like this a5, multiplying lambda minus 1, a5 multiplying lambda minus 1, lambda minus 2, lambda minus 3, lambda minus 4. That going, then plus the whole of a3 pass equal to 0. So this is how the characteristics equation is written. Thank you for watching. I'll be with you